Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to your favorite YouTube channel. If it is, comment down below. Favorite? Awesome? Okay? But yeah, welcome back to part 2 of What If Naruto Was Forgotten. Now, I'm starting to notice that you guys like this one. How far do you want this to go? Because I can start going all the way up to the part where I can have an epic battle with the Otsutsukis. Do you want that epic battle? Because I'm a pretty good explanationer when it comes to explaining a battle. And explaining how people look and how they'll act. So tell me, down in the comments, do you want to hear about that battle? Because unlike other YouTubers where they just cut it off and just say like, oh, link in the description, I'll tell you what happens. No, I'll tell you what happens in the video. I won't stop at just cutting it off right there. And I have a few other ideas in my head that I want to give to you guys. If you've seen my folder of different stuff that I've been downloading, if you've noticed in some of my other videos, you will notice that solo leveling folder is in there. So if you want something to do with solo leveling with either Deku or Naruto, down in the comments, Deku or Naruto, and I'll get to working on it. So, nonetheless, let's get into this video because I'm already wasting time. Now, let's go. Anyways, we come to the crack of dawn as we see Naruto walking upstairs, taking a left, and opening a door. Menumi, wake up. As he kicks the frame of the bed, she says, what time is it? It's the crack of dawn. Get up. What for? Just let me sleep a few more minutes. Get up. We have a mission to do. What type of mission is it? It's an A ranker. What? An A ranker? Why such a high mission? If you're gonna work with me, kid, you gotta learn how I work. And if you wanna work with me, you gotta take on high risk. That's what I'm always with. Risking my life every day. Now it's about time you learn to do the same thing if you want to walk side by side with me. Fine. I'll get up. I'll be ready in 5 minutes. Alright, breakfast is ready downstairs. I'll be waiting for you. Okay. As she lazily gets up, her hair is in a mess. You know that bedhead where your hair is just in a ruckus, just scruffily and all over the place, you know. When you wake up with that hair. So she gets up, she starts doing up her hair, combing it, brushing it, making sure that there's nothing wrong with it, straightening her hair out. And then after she does that, oh yeah, and she has a shower before I said that, sorry. She had a shower, then did all that stuff. Now she's coming downstairs, as you hear the pitter-patters of footsteps coming down. As she smells bacon and eggs, with some toast and butter on the toast. You know, the heavenly smell of breakfast in the morning. As he says, alright, breakfast is ready. Eat up, kid. You're gonna need it. We're gonna have a long day. How long will this mission take? About 5, maybe 6, probably 7 hours. Really? Yeah. Most of my other missions include S rank, so most of those missions take about 10 hours or 24 hours, depending on the location, depending on the mission, and what I gotta get. This mission, fairly simple. We just gotta go grab a client out of a certain jail system in another village. Ugh. Who is this person we have to grab? I don't know, and I likely don't care. But it's a mission. They're paying us some quality money if we do this correctly, and with a certain time if we could. If we get there on a certain time, which is an optional mission, optional, we will get a higher pay grade. So I think you're gonna take head on this mission. What? I can't take head on a rank mission? Sure you can. After all, you're supposed to be a Konoha ninja, are you not? Or unless Konohas went soft, have they? No, they haven't. Oh, really? Most other villages that I've seen, they've sent out their genin and all the other ninjas out on A rank first day. What about you? What did they send you on the first day of being a ninja on your team? As she gets flustered and very embarrassed. A C rank. A C rank? As he begins to laugh. A C ranker! Those missions are reserved for policemen and the authority of Konoha, not military. Oh, what has Konoha come to these days? Well, anywho, let's get going. As they get packed. As Naruto puts on his bandana, his leather bandana, you know, the outfit that I explained in the last video. Except he's wearing a different pair of shoes. He's wearing shoes, not boots. He's wearing shoes. The pants are different. They're not like they're black jeans with like the color drowning out near the kneecaps. You know those type of jeans, right? The type of jeans where the color is starting to rub out on the knees when you bend down. You know, yeah. And then the trench coat, the leather trench coat with the a vest underneath. And then after that, the gloves with the armor over the back of the hand, on the forearm, around the wrist. You know, all this stuff that I showed you what Naruto wears when he's on a mission on last video, with part 1 of What If Naruto Was Forgotten. So anywho, he puts his middle finger and thumb in his mouth and he whistles. You hear him whistle, and then a galloping noise is heard with horse noises coming in, and then you see his horse, and everybody knows what I explained in last video. His horse is a black colored steed with fur that aligns perfectly, looking like another horse skull over the horse's face, looking like paint, but it's actual fur. So yeah. So he gets on, and then he starts riding out with Menumi on his behind him, holding on. His horse galloping through the woods as fast as it can, getting there in a moment's notice. As Naruto gets off, holstering his pistols next to his crotch or off to the side, you know, like that gun holster that I explained, you know, it's off to the side, not directly over his crotch. And then the holster for the snub-nosed 1887 going on his hip all the way down to his kneecap. So yeah. With a gun belt going around his entire waist, wrapping around. Having like shells for his 2 pistols and a satchel, or a tiny satchel filled up with bullets for the 1887. So yeah. So yeah, Uh, they get there. Naruto grabs all of his stuff. He searches in the satchel bags. No, he searches in the bags, like in the satchel bags on the horse on the back. He searches in there for something, and then he pulls it out. It's a stethoscope. I think that's what you call it. I don't know. It's one of those one-eyed uh, telescope things. Yeah, telescope, I think. I think that's what it's called. A one-eyed telescope or binoculars, whatever one, okay? He pulls out one of them, and then he just, like, he pulls out a pair of them. He puts one to his face, gives Menumi the other. Menumi, seeing that he's uh, handing her one of these things, she grabs it, doesn't know which way to put it on. Naruto just sighs, going, grabbing the binoculars, flipping them around, showing the tiny end, and he says, "Put those over your eyes and look through." As he puts his binoculars back over his eyes, looking down, scouting the area, as she says, "Whoa, they're so close. How?" "I'm not gonna tell ya. Just know that we're on a mission. So try and take this serious. Okay, kid?" "Yes, sir," as she salutes. What an amateur, he says to himself, under his breath. "What was that, sir?" "Nothing. Anyway, do you see that down there?" As he points for her to look. Oh, yeah, there's a platoon of guards there." "Yeah, there's a platoon of guards there, over there, and some on the guards. Some on the guard towers." As this is sort of like a Japanese, like, castle. So there's like a Japanese castle, there's castle walls, there's like watch posts and towers. Okay, so let's see here. As this is me talking as Naruto. Okay, let's see here. Well, there's guards at the gate. There's a platoon of 6 men on each team. There's 2 guards in each tower, and there's 3 guards pacing back and forth between the wall and other posts. This is gonna be tough. Menumi, do you see anything? So far, no. Oh, look, over there, over there. Where? As she points to a direction towards the top of the castle, next to the balcony, or next to a multitude of balconies in Japanese castles. There's a multitude of Japanese balconies coming out. Yeah, if you've seen one of them, you know what I'm talking about. "Look, over there. There's an open balcony with no one in it." Huh. Let me take a closer look as he starts to zoom in with the binoculars. Yeah. Yeah, this just might be one of our windows if we get past. Get past? Get past. Get past the guards. That just might be an open window. After that, we go down into the dungeon, because from my intel, that's where our target is being held. Uh, oh, sorry guys. Touched the mic. Hang on. Alright. I think I think I have an idea. What is it, sir? Have you ever worked on infiltration? Yeah, we worked on it a ton in the academy. Good. Konoha's finally teaching you something useful. Alright, Benumi. I want you to go in there. I'll keep you covered from out here. Like I said, today, you are taking head on this mission. I'm just laying out your ideas and your plans. So, I'll stay up here on the cliffside. You go down there, and I'll cover you. and I'll start alarming you when someone's near you from up here. I'll use my scope on my 1887 as he pulls it out of his holster, putting an extended barrel, one of those shoulder thingies on it, putting a scope on it, and then putting a little tiny silencer on the end of the extended barrel, turning it into a regular 1887. Not like a snub nose, not a tiny one, it's a regular one. Like a full-size one? What? Yeah. Uh, I'm not too sure of this. Maybe you could come with me? No, I gotta stay up here and keep watch, so that way none of our stuff is taken. Why don't you just bring the horse with us? Uh, you really are a scaredy cat, aren't you? No, I'm not. Well, then go down there then. If you want to prove yourself that you're not a scaredy cat, just go down there. Fine. As she walks down the cave ridge with chakra through her feet while walking. She walks down the cave ridge, gets to the bottom. As he says, "Hey, menu me!" at the very top. Yeah, what is it? I forgot to give you one of these. As you see like a little tiny shine in the sunlight, she catches it. She asks, "What is it?" He says, "Just put it in your ear. And then press it." Okay. As she puts it in her ear, pressing it, and then she hears him. As he goes, "Shh. There, can you hear me? Shh. There, can you hear me better?" Yeah, what is this thing? It's a comms. It's an earpiece. I use it I use it sometimes when I'm working with other clients that give me other employees, if you know what I'm talking about. Okay. This thing is pretty cool. Yeah, it's one of my inventions. I like I like it a lot. It helps me out with communications when I'm working with other people if I got to. Anyways, I got you. I'm looking down my sights and I can see you at the very bottom. Now just go over there to the right, on the left side of the gate, on the wall, next to that guard post. I'll take out the guards while you sneak into the guard post and work your way from there. Okay? You got that? Yes. Yes. As she does so, she goes to the left side of the wall, and then you just hear like a in the distance, as you hear like a thump and a thump as she gets up there, and she sees the dead guards with holes in the middle of their foreheads, like gunshots right through the middle of their forehead in between their eyes. What was that? She radios. That was my gun. That was my weapon. Now just keep going and go down the guard post. After that, make your way towards the castle. On it. As she makes her way down the guard post without being seen, her concealing her chakra away. Where are you? I don't see you. Get in my sights again. I'm on the north side. North side? I'm on the west. Get back over here on the west side so I can see you better. I don't want to have to go down there and save you. Okay? Jeez. Okay. I'm coming towards the west. As she comes out right next to a building. Alright, I see you. Right over there. There's an entrance towards the castle. Oh no, wait. Remember that balcony that you spotted? Yeah? Go through the balcony. Okay, but won't you see me at all? I got my ways. Well, to see through the castle. Anywhere else, I can't see you that far. but inside the castle I can see you just fine, and other enemies as well. So go through the balcony. It's on the 6th level, right? Well, you're on the 1st. And oh yeah, guys, there's like at least 10 levels to this place. It's pretty big and gigantic. But not as gigantic as mountains or anything, so yeah. Okay, on it. As she sees the 6th level with the balcony, she starts putting chakra into her feet and starts walking up. As there's a couple balconies before the balcony that they saw, as a guard sees her, says, "Hey you, get down from there! What are you doing here on the property of blah 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 blah? You aren't supposed to be here." As Naruto takes his aim and shoots him right through the back of the neck. Right through the back of the neck, out through the... right through the throat. Through the back of the neck, through to the throat. You know, front, back to front, so yeah. That kills him instantly, drowning in his own blood. As you know, if you got shot, or if anything like your own blood is going down your own throat, you're gonna drown yourself of your own blood. So the guy dies by him drowning himself in his own blood. As she yells out, "Jesus! Is that you?" "Yes. Now keep going. We're almost there. There's a few more enemies on other territories there. So just keep going up and go down. I'll meet you at the front gate. Alright?" "The front gate? But didn't you say..." "Yes, I know what I said and I know what I'm gonna do. So just get down to the basement and save the client so we can get out of here quick. I want to get that double up money. So just get going." Okay, on it." As she goes inside, making it to the balcony. She goes inside, making her way down, taking out a few guards, but she didn't encounter all that much. But suddenly, an alarm goes blaring off. You're like a... as she says, "Oh no! I gotta get here fast!" As she finds the client, and she says, "Are you Mr. blah 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 blah?" The man, "Yes, I am. Who are you?" "I was sent here by the client of blah 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 blah." "Oh, that's my brother." Yes, have you come to save me?" "Yes, I have. Just come with me." As she, like, punches the door lock, and it comes flying open. As she guides him throughout the entire thing, making it to the 1st floor. As when they open the door, they come to a gruesome sight. Throughout the entire castle wall, there's blood splatters all over the place. There's limbs chopped off, decapitated heads, intestines stringed through the place, someone's intestines wrapped around their own neck, bodies ripped in half, ripped apart, shreds. And then you just see Naruto punching the lights out of someone until his fist is bloody and their nose is broken and they're starting to choke. He chokes out the guy and actually no, instead of choking him out, he snaps the guy's neck. As you hear him go like as he whips his head around, you see the glow, his glowing eyes throughout the darkness of the shadow of his cowboy hat, shining, covering his eyes. You see the shining of the, I'm gonna just say a deity, like a god. You see the shining of a god within his eyes. Like his eyes shine this color. They shine that color right there. That, like, ocean blue or baby blue, whatever one. But yeah. as client is just like, oh, oh, oh my god, what happened here? As Naruto turns, I took care of business like I said. Now let's get now let's get the hell out of here before we're spotted by any more troops coming up for defense. As they say, right. As he puts his fingers to his mouth, whistling for the horse comes down, and they get on. The client is over Naruto's like lap in front near his crotch, like you know how like someone's unconscious and their like unconscious body is on their lap. Well, that's what he's like. They knock him out, and then they start riding for the payer, the brother who is paying them. He gets there in record time and busts through the door saying, "Here, here's your brother. Now about that payment you promised, if I got here in record time, which I did," as he checks the watch. "I got here in 5.2 seconds at the time you said. So, pay up." As he's impressed, "Amazing work. I didn't expect anything less from the man with 1,000 faces and voices. Here's your payment. $2,041. $2,041. And with the bonus of getting here on that record time, another 260 is added. So yeah. Awesome." As he grabs the duffel bags, he tosses one to Menumi. He says, "Here, take this. When you get back to the village, make sure to give this to Konoha. It looks like they're gonna need it to upgrade their training." "What do you mean when I get back to Konoha?" "Well, your Hokage said that I could have you for only a week as... Yeah, guys, I didn't know what else to, like, think of. Like, I can only think of this mission, so... And it's been, like, a span of, like, 1 week or 2 weeks. It's been a span of 2 weeks, I think I said. Yeah, it's been a span of 2 weeks. Naruto and Menumi have been going on missions upon missions with each other and all that stuff. And I know what I said at the very beginning didn't make much sense. Just like that was the beginning. I'll just say that. The beginning of the week, like the A rank mission, the first one that they went on, and this is the span of 2 weeks. So now they're at the end of the second week. And that was the mission that they just did. So I'm sorry if I didn't explain that further, because I didn't have any good ideas. So yeah. Anywho. Okay. I guess that's fair. Yeah, it's fair. Sometimes life isn't always fair all the time. You just gotta deal with it. That's how it is. That's what I learned from my young life. My parents forgot me. Sometimes I even thought that they didn't even want me. That's why they never came back. But no, they just never really wanted me anyway. I just said something stupid. I just repeated the same thing. Instead of saying you never really wanted me, he says, "I guess they forgot me." And she says, "That's terrible. That's really terrible, Mr. Gijen, sir." You know what? Instead of calling him Gijen or Gijen, I'm just gonna call him like uh, Jack. That's his alias. He's going by Jack. So just imagine every time when I said with Menumi, she says Jack instead of saying Gijen okay? Because I think that's what I called Naruto as his alias. So yeah. Anywho, uh, so after they get back to the cave house, Naruto packs up her things, gets all of her stuff ready, and yeah, she has her like a briefcase and a duffel bag. The briefcase was full of like neat clothes, and the duffel bag was also filled with like ninja tools, different stuff, jutsu, all that. You know? So yeah. So anywho, yeah, they get on the horse, which they call. I didn't really give the horse a name. Huh. Well, guys, here's something interesting for you. Comments down below. Give me an easy to read name that's something easy to remember. Give me a name for the horse. What do you want me to call the horse? I'm giving you guys a chance to name the horse for future episodes. So yeah, they get on the horse named blank. So yeah, they get on blank and they ride out to Konoha. She's still carrying the other duffel bag. She's carrying her briefcase in one hand and the duffel bag over her shoulder and another duffel bag on the opposite shoulder. The other opposite shoulder is carrying her ninja tools and jutsu. The other duffel bag is holding the money. So yeah. As they make it to Konoha's gates, as the steam starts to roll in, Naruto pulling down his hat, putting on a mask, that iron mask, putting on an iron mask over his face. So yeah, as he gets her down, like one hand, he gets her down and off, touching the ground with her feet. As, yeah, she says, well, that the 2 weeks we've been together have been really amazing and awesome. You really have taught me a lot over those 2 weeks, Mr. Jax. Huh, what can I say? I'm a good teacher. Because I'm the one who's experienced life at the darkest. Maybe someday you'll become a good teacher as well. May our paths lead. May our paths meet again someday. Oh, and one more thing. Tell your Hokage that that money, that's a little bit of a gift. Tell him to honor that gift and not use it on something useless. As I only give out these types of gifts very rarely. You understand? Yes, Mr. Jax, sir. As she salutes. You're a funny kid. I like that about you. Anyway, I'm off. See you around. As he rides off into the mist. As she just jumps up and squeals. Ah, he's so cool! So amazing! Oh my god! As she's like rolling on the floor, just fangirling over everything that he does right as he exits. And she's like, oh my god, I can't believe my idol just said that he likes me. Oh! You know, she's starting to panic. As the Konoha ninjas are just like looking at her like, what the hell is going on? Just like, you know, that type of look where you just like steer your face away and just look at her at the same time. So yeah. So she goes to the Hokage, Minato. She says, hello father, I'm back. Ah, Menyumi. You're safe. Of course I was, Dad. I was Mr. Jax, of course. Uh, who's Jax? Who's Jack? Oh, well, that's the name of the man with 1,000 voices and faces. Uh, you learned the man of 1,000 faces and voices name? Yes, his name is Jack, but he likes to call he wants me to call him Mr. Uh, Jax. Uh, uh, okay. Anyway, how was your stay? Oh, it was wonderful. It was so awesome and amazing. Mr. Jax was amazing and so cool. As her eyes sparkle with those stars. Really? How was he? Did you learn anything from him, or where was his house? What did he look like? What jutsu did he teach you? As he's trying to like figure out everything that he could. Uh, you're so lame, Dad. You're trying to learn something about a man who very, very rarely reveals anything. And first off, he told me not to tell you anything about what I've learned. Well, except for a few things, though. I see. Well, anyway, what are these new things that you have learned, my daughter? Well, I've learned the importance of other villages and about Konoha. Oh, yeah? What about it? Well, Mr. Jack says that most other villages send their teams on A-rank missions immediately, learning about the tough world and all that stuff. As she goes on a rant about how Konoha is soft and how like Jax or aka Deku is like teaching her about life and how to take it seriously and to close off her heart to people. You know, there are people out there who wish to hurt her and do some really messed up stuff that he told her. So unless if she doesn't learn fast, she's gonna die. So she took this to heart and started taking everything serious and took everything very, very serious. She doesn't play around, she doesn't joke when she's around serious people. But when she wants to play pranks, she plays pranks. Other than that, everything is good. So yeah. Anywho, yeah. So, oh, so that's what he taught you then. Well, that was pretty useful, I might say. This Jax, he's pretty amazing. Yeah, that's what I keep saying, Dad. Anywho, he said to give this to you as a gift. As she puts down the she she puts down the duffel bag full of cash, saying him like, uh, uh where did you Mr. Jax gave it to me. He says that this is a gift and that he rarely gives out gifts like these, very rarely. And he hopes that you don't spend it on anything useless and spend it on something very useful like training and better Konoha stuff and all that other delights. I'll make sure that the money goes to use. Thank you, Menumi. Anyways, your mother is home. And your siblings as well. They've grown pretty strong since the last time you've seen them. Oh, really? Well, they haven't seen my skills. After all, Mr. Jax has taught me a lot of stuff since 2 weeks. Huh. Well, maybe we'll test that out later on today. You and your siblings will have a spar. Oh, alright. As Kushina is cooking up some dinner and stuff. So yeah. So we cut to Naruto's point of view. So Naruto is riding off, thinking how it was so fun having like 2 weeks to himself with Menumi, his younger sister. Just like, you know, resonating over the entire time that she was with him. It felt good in in himself, he said. That felt good. Real good. Well, I guess this is what it's like to have a family. It feels strange. I don't know why, but it feels amazing somehow. Though I've been alone for 15 years of my life. Huh. Well, no time to dawdle on that. I gotta get going and do more missions. So yeah, Naruto, he gets home and he starts calling in some S rank missions and other missions like D rank, C rank, the other stuff like S rank, A rank. So yeah, so he's doing all of this stuff, you know. Cut back to Menumi. Menumi is having that spar now, as it's been a few hours. Kushina and her siblings have caught up with each other. As she's starting to like think like this person Jax is very intelligent and strong. He's very impressive. Huh, maybe I should meet him. Maybe I should come with Menumi next time she spends 2 weeks with him. Maybe I could learn a little something. As Kushina laughs to herself. So, yeah, let me explain why Menumi or like Minato ever recognized Naruto. Because Naruto has so much chakra in this sage mode. This sage mode, do you see this? The tattoos, the tribal, the orbs. He has so much different amount of chakra in himself. His chakra is just mixed and matched with sage jutsu, sage chakra, the toad sage, wood sage, the universal sage. Just so much different sage is like, geez. Holy, bro, like. So yeah, the chakra is throwing them off from sensing the chakra of Naruto. And his voice is a little deeper since like something happened under the rubble, like a piece of metal was starting to poke into his throat and starting to poke on his like voice box. So it was starting to like press on his voice box and make it darker, messing up his voice a little bit. So it's sort of recognizable with like a wheeze at the end, like a hello, you know, like that type of voice, like a hello guys, welcome back, you know, that type of voice. But it still has that Naruto sound. So yeah, he has a cut over the left side of his face, like a scar over the left side of his eye. His skin is scratched and like dirtied up with dirt and stuff, with his hair turning black. His hair turns black, like full on black. His skin goes a little bit darker since he has like a tan. So his skin goes a little bit dark on the brownish type side, a little bit brown, like that tan look. So yeah. So, anywho, what else? Yeah. So, Naruto has taught her the Toad Sage mode. He's taught her that Sage mode, and he's taught her how to use the chakra and how to exploit everything about the Sage chakra. He has, like, Naruto has, for sages, he has the Universal Sage, what is on screen right now, the blue markings, the blue hair. Yeah, he has the Universal Sage, the Toad Sage with the eyeshadow, the Snake Sage with the purple eyeshadow going over his eyelid and onto his nose or next to his nose, with the Slug Sage mode with the diamond on the diamond on the head with Slug Sage mode, Wood Sage mode, which is Hashirama's like Wood Sage mode with the tattoos going over his eyes, over his eyelids. So yeah. So, yeah. He's taught her one of the sage modes. He showed her all the sage modes that he had, and he says to her to keep it a secret. So yeah, she does. She shows off the sage mode, and Minato's like, Menumi, how did you learn that without going to Jiraiya Sensei? Jiraiya? Who's that? He's the Toad Mountain Sage. He's the legendary Sannin Toad Mountain Sage, Jiraiya of the three legendary Sannin. How did you learn that without learning it from Jiraiya Sensei? Uh, well, uh, well, Mr. Jax taught me it. What? How? Does he have it as well? Well, uh, tell me. Kushina comes in. Minato, quit it. You're pressuring her. She doesn't like it when you pressure her. Well, I'm sorry. Nenyame. I'm sorry for pressuring you. I'm just a little surprised is all. It's alright. But to answer your question, yes, he does. He didn't explain to me how he had it, but he just said that he has it. Huh. Huh. Is that so? Alright then. Minato in his head. Okay. This Jax, he's really starting to pose a threat to Konoha in the future. I don't know if we can trust him. Huh. So yeah. Anywho, oh man, I am starting to get tired. Holy God. Damn man. Huh. I'll probably keep going for a little bit. But yeah. So yeah, as she wins against Naruto and Menma, or yeah, Menma and Minato. No, I said that had two siblings. So Minato, and Naruto, Menumi. So yeah, she wins, of course. So yeah. Anywho, let's cut to a few weeks later. A few weeks later, Naruto is finished up a few S-rank missions. Now for every village, the missions are starting to become more and more scarce. You know, like not many S ranks are popping up anymore. All that stuff, you know. Naruto just has like a mountain of duffel bags full of money inside the endless, like, satchel bags, like a full-on mountain of duffel bags filled up to the brim of like wads of cash inside inside the the satchel bags on the horse. So yeah. So yeah, Naruto's just riding one day. The 1887 is in the holster with the saddle of the horse. So yeah, he's just riding one day. A calm ride. There's nothing going on. If there was something going on, he would have sensed it. It's just a normal ride. Carrying the cash over his back until, bam, the the demon brothers pop out, saying, "Hand over the cash and no one gets hurt." Ah, so we have a few punks here, eh? Oh, who are you calling punks, kid? Who are you calling punks? Hand over the cash, now. So, you really want to play it that way, eh? Alright then. As he gets off the horse, he puts his hands on the handles, says, the demon brother, "Hey, what are you grabbing?" "Oh, nothing. Just a little something I like to call independence," as he pulls out one of the guns. And, discipline. Independence and discipline. He calls his two guns that. As he closes his eyes, the demon brothers are coming at him like running circles as Naruto feels their chakra and aims in a random direction, shooting off his pistol and aiming in another direction, shooting off his other pistol, shooting the both of the demon brothers in the head. The both of them drop dead immediately. Huh. Well, look at that. Looks like you boys lost, and I win. As he notices the gauntlets that they both have. Huh. Are these grappler gauntlets? As he takes off one of the gauntlets, he takes off the gauntlet and he slips it on and he aims for a place and shoots out a 50-foot chain. He aims at a tree and shoots out a 50-foot chain coming out of the gauntlet. Huh. Well, this could prove very useful. Thank you, boys. I'll make sure that both your gauntlets won't go to waste. As he picks up the other brother's hand and takes off the gauntlet and slips it on his left hand. Alright then, looks like I got myself a pair of new toys. As he clicks the gauntlets together and like you hear like the crunch of metal and like leather. You hear the crunch and then like the metal smacking together. So yeah. Sorry if I'm saying so yeah so much. It's my thing. It's engraved in my head when I want to move on to something else. Anyway. Yeah. Naruto gets back on the horse. He has both of the gauntlets from the demon brothers on his hands. And he's riding out to Wave. As he hears about Wave and how poor they are about the bridge, he rides out and then he feels something coming towards him. As he ducks immediately, the executioner's blade comes flying out, nearly cutting off Naruto's head. Huh. And who might you be, my good man? I'm Zabuzamu Mochi, aka the Demon of the Mist. Demon of the Mist? Well, I'm sorry, my good fellow. I don't think I've ever heard of you around these parts. I'm the real demon here, as his eyes glow red. This is not Karama, nor anything else. It's just a feature that he has. He makes his eyes glow red. It's not Kurama or anything. Kurama is split between the siblings, but Menyumi got the bigger end of the stick and got the chakra, like some of the chakra, and the other siblings got like two halves of the soul and some chakra. So yeah. So anyway, Zabuza Momochi goes to strike for him as he gets off his horse. Come at me, as he sees the two gauntlets on Naruto's hand. Those, those gauntlets. Where did you get those? Oh, these two fine young men decided to give them to me. I might say that they are pretty useful. You're lying. I know those gauntlets. Those gauntlets used to belong to the two demon brothers of the mist. The two demon brothers of the west. I think. I don't know. I don't care. So yeah. Ah, you got a sharp mind there, my friend. You know your stuff. That's for sure. Well, let's see if you can dodge this as he swings the gauntlet around, smashing his fist into the floor. Huh. Well, no one's been able to ever dodge one of my punches before. But it seems it's your lucky day. I just might take you a little bit seriously as he cracks his knuckles under the gauntlet. As he, like, shoots out both chains and starts, like, wrapping his hand around and whips them around. You know? Whipping around the chains. Like, he has the chains wrapped around his hands and he starts whipping them around erratically. Although it may seem erratic to some people, Naruto is actually aiming. Like, he's hitting his marks wherever he's, like, whipping the chain around. He hits the mark that he wants to hit. And as soon as Zabuza gets, like, I don't know, like 5 feet, Naruto aims for his kneecap, and then the tip of the chain comes whipping around, wrapping around Zabuza's ankle, and then Naruto, like, unwraps his hand and clicks one of his fingers together, and the chain comes, like, feeding back into the gauntlet, and then he starts pulling back, making Zabuza slip up, as Naruto goes for a punch as he's on a floor, as he brings up his hand closer and closer to the chain is starting to get sucked up faster and faster as he gets close. When he gets closer, you hear a click, and then it stops sucking up the chain, as Naruto grabs the chain, pulling it closer, or Zabuza closer because it's wrapped around his ankle. He goes for a punch, and then, like, Zabuza barely misses that punch to his gut. He moves slightly to the left, and he punches his right. No, that doesn't sound right. He punches his left, and he moves left. No, he punches his left, and he moves right. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, anywho. So, yeah. Ah, you're fast, but not fast enough! As he grabs the chain and whips Zabuza around, slamming him on the floor like Hulk, or like Broly from Dragon Ball Z Broly, or like the Hulk. He starts slamming him repeatedly on the ground, and then he slams him into a wood tree, breaking that tree in half as he unwraps the chain and sucks it back into the gauntlet. Just what the hell are you? Like I said, I'm the true demon of the mist here. You're just an insolent copy. I'll kill you! As he like grips the hilt of the sword even harder, and he goes for a powerful swing. As Naruto says, "Alright, I'm done playing." As he puts up one finger, a finger to the blade, as it breaks in half. He, the sword breaks in half as Zabuza staggers back. No, that's impossible. No, no one can break my sword. No, that's impossible. Well, sometimes the impossible can become possible. As Naruto punches out his lights, he punches out the lights of Zabuza, getting ready to kill him, but Zenban comes like flying out of nowhere, hitting Zabuza in the neck. Huh? What is this? Oh, I'm sorry. You will finally help me out. Carry out my mission. Thank you, sir. I will be bringing him back to the mist now. Thank you for your help. As Haku goes off into the distance, Haku goes off into the distance with Zabuza's body. So Naruto keeps going and all that stuff. But yeah, Naruto, he keeps going and he makes it to Wave. He makes it to the Wave country. Everything would happen. Naruto staying over there overnight, helping out build the bridge with the shadow clones. Yeah. Then Gato shows up. Gato and his men. So Naruto, he closes his eyes as he sees Zabuza and Haku there. He closes his eyes and he opens them again. He starts rushing in. He, like, immediately unlatches one of the chains from the gauntlet and whips it around. If you didn't know, the Demon Brothers had, spikes on the chains. So as soon as he whips around the chain, it starts cutting through people. And then he unlatches the other chain on the other gauntlet and he starts whipping that chain around. And he starts whipping both chains around, erratically cutting people in half, cutting body parts off, scratching people, all of that. Soon enough, we cut to a bloody and gore bath. Blood is all over the place. Blood is on Naruto's hands and on the fingers of the gauntlet. Gato is literally pissing himself. He's like, no, please, don't kill me. What do you want? I'll give you anything. Money, power, fame. Sorry, little guy, but I already have all of that. 10 times more than yours. No! As Naruto snaps his neck. As he cleans it all up with a special jutsu. Clean a no jutsu. Clean up no jutsu. All of a sudden, all the body parts and blood just disappears. He only leaves Haku and Zabuza alive, as they just experience the power of a man of 1,000 faces and voices. As he says to Haku and Zabuza, do you know who the man of 1,000 faces and voices is? As they shiver, saying, yes, he's the legendary SS rank ninja. As he shifts his voice into Haku, yes, I know who he is. as he starts shifting his face into Haku's face. Because I am him. As they start shivering immediately, noticing the absolute pure intensity. Oh, hang on. Looks like I got a notification. Hey, my man. Thanks for the comment. Thanks for the comment, my man. Thanks for the support. But yeah. As Naruto puts on the faceplate again, he puts back the metal faceplate that covers up his nose, his mouth, his chin, his ears. They connect to the back, in the back of his neck. They connect at the very back. So yeah. He puts on that faceplate that covers his nose, his cheeks, his ears, his chin, the bottom of his chin. So yeah. As he puts it back on, his face shifts back into the scarred eye. His voice shifts back to that groggly voice. And yeah. Yeah. He says, I'll give you an ultimatum. Join me and become one of my subjects. And be a part of my team. Or you can die a slow and painful death by my hand. As he sends out a bunch of bloodlust surrounding them. They're hardly breathing, but they say, okay, we'll join you, as Zabuza says. Haku nodding. Good. I didn't have to kill you. Well then, let's get started, shall we? So yeah, as he claps his hands, the bloodlust goes away. He unties them from the chains, and the chains go shooting back into each of the gauntlets. So yeah. After that, Naruto takes them back to the cave house, about 2 miles out from each of the 5 great nations, about 2 miles out, or 10 miles I should say, in a mountain in a cave. The house is built inside the cave, so yeah. He has an experiment lab, genetics lab, technological features and all that other stuff in lower levels of the house, inside of the lab, or inside of the house cave, so yeah. So yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna end it, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me down in the comments. Did you like it? Did you love it? Is it alright? I'll see you all in the next episode if that's what you want. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with all your friends. And I'll see you all in the next part. Bye-bye!